How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome back to Blue Lion Finance. Now, if this is your very first Blue Lion Finance episode, I want to personally welcome you to the channel, get you all up to speed, and sharing with you that this channel, Blue Lion Finance, is all about investing, as well as my very own personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, video to video, I always give an update. So as of today, that account is sitting at $72,345.65. We have certainly been building upon that momentum just within the last few trading days. Now, coming up on Friday, I unfortunately do see some market volatility, and that is because there's an employment report that is due to come out. Now, all investors should be watching this report simply because it's going to tell us a lot of information about the market days to come. Now, the most important number, in my opinion, is actually going to be taking a look at whether or not wages have gone up, because if they have, that sure points to a sign of inflation, which ultimately means the market will be met with more volatility and more opportunities for investors like you and I to go ahead and buy the dip. Now, all market updates aside, today's video is going to be all about all of the dividends that I've received throughout the entire month of June. So certainly a video you do not want to miss. Come the end of the video, I'm going to be revealing the grand total amount of dividends that I've received. So make sure you stick around to the very end of the video. Now, just before we actually dive in, go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button, as it greatly helps me out in growing the Blue Lion Finance channel and getting the word out there. But moreover, if you personally have not already subscribed, do yourself a favor, tap on that subscribe button for me. Not only would I personally love to have you along the journey with me, but there is currently a giveaway underway. The biggest rule of thumb is you have to be a subscriber to the Blue Lion Finance channel in order to win. So go ahead, tap on that subscribe button in YouTube. Let's get right to it. So to kick us off for the month of June, we have our very first company that paid me out a dividend, that being Wells Fargo, ticker symbol WFC. Now, as many of you know, Wells Fargo is one of America's most popular banks. It is actually among the top 5 largest banks within the United States, and of course, a bank that I personally deem just too big to fail, which ultimately gives me a lot of confidence to continue to invest in Wells Fargo. Now, in talking about their dividend, they recently announced that they were going to be doubling their dividend. That announcement came out shortly thereafter. Morgan Stanley did the exact same thing. And while they were at it, Wells Fargo also announced they were going to be buying back $18 billion worth of their own stock, which ultimately makes me believe that there's not then a ton of opportunity to buy stocks on sale right now in the market. The market is heavily inflated, so just be careful where you're investing. Nonetheless, Wells Fargo's dividend is currently sitting at a dividend yield of 0.86%. They sent me a nice paycheck for owning 37 shares of $3.73. Now, just 6 days later, we had Southern Company, so that's ticker symbol SO, pay me out a nice dividend. Southern Company is an American gas and electric company that is serving over 9 million customers down south. In recent news, they've been added to about 35 different portfolios within the hedge fund world, which gives me absurd confidence to actually invest more with Southern Company. Now, as you know, if you've been following along in the market, the tech sector has been surging on a bull run that has recently begun to slow down. And of course, sectors like the financial sector, industrial, and utility sectors are coming back very strongly. Now, in terms of Southern Company, they are not a dividend aristocrat, nor even a dividend king. However, they have been paying dividends out consecutively for over 70 years. So a very stable utility company. Of course, as all utility and energy companies usually are, very safe investments despite the economy that we're in. Now, at this point in time, Southern Company's dividend yield is sitting at 4.29%. I only hold 7 shares of Southern Company, but nonetheless, they sent me a nice paycheck for $4.62. The very next day, so on June 8th, we had Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol J&J, pay me out a nice dividend. Now, of course, Johnson & Johnson doesn't need some big introduction, as I'm sure you're all very familiar with them. But I will say this, Johnson & Johnson has a wonderful 130-year history of delivering quality medical devices, pharmaceuticals, and consumer goods to us all. So definitely a company I don't foresee going anywhere anytime soon. A rock solid dividend investment that you can actually invest in and expect beautiful returns over time. Now, recently, Johnson & Johnson has of course been in the news along with Moderna and Pfizer for the vaccination rollout. But I will say this, in looking at a totally different segment of Johnson & Johnson, that being their medical device segment, they have been incredibly hurt during 2020 because those sales fell as non-serious, non-life-threatening surgeries have not really been taking place, which ultimately means that come 2021's end or into 2022, Johnson & Johnson should expect a massive revenue increase, and of course then for us investors, a great profit and more dividends to come. Now, in even better dividend news, they're not just a dividend aristocrat, they are actually a dividend king, meaning Johnson & Johnson has been paying over 50 consecutive years worth of dividend increases, and to be exact, they've been doing so for 58 years with a dividend yield of 2.58% as we speak. Now, I only hold 5 shares worth of Johnson & Johnson right now. However, they sent me a paycheck worth $5.30. Now, just 2 days later, we had the largest direct descendant of John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil pay me out a nice dividend. That company was Exxon Mobil, ticker symbol XOM. And I will say Exxon Mobil is largely disputed amongst us dividend investors simply for the times that we're living in, this green revolution that we're seemingly always going through. But what I will say is a personal opinion that I don't believe any country at this point in time has the manpower, infrastructure, nor the government to actually snap their fingers and enter us into this green reality that we should be living in. So therefore, I don't think a company like Exxon Mobil is just going to disappear anytime soon. Now, when it comes to that dividend yield, they're sitting at 5.38%, and I only hold 3 shares worth of Exxon Mobil. Nonetheless, that didn't stop them from sending $2.61 my way. Now, just 5 days later, so on June 15th, we had a personal favorite dividend investment of mine, Realty Income, that's ticker symbol O, pay me out a nice dividend. Now, Realty Income pays a dividend every single month. I'm always looking forward to the 15th of the month to check out how much they sent me. Nonetheless, Realty Income, a REIT, a real estate investment trust founded back in 1969. I frequently talk about them because their portfolio is a rock solid portfolio when it comes to the real estate world. Now, they have over 6,600 different properties spread across the entire United States. So every state you can find Realty Income properties. Of course, they also have properties within the UK as well as Puerto Rico. They have over 600 different tenants within those properties, over 56 different industry verticals. So just an incredibly well-diversified company to get invested with. Now, Realty Income is a dividend aristocrat, so paying and increasing their dividends for 25 consecutive years. And the best part is their dividend yield is currently sitting at 4.14%. Right now, I only hold 49 shares worth of Realty Income, but I'm going to continue to increase that share count, dollar cost averaging my way in. Nonetheless, I received a paycheck from Realty Income this month for $8.96. On that very same day, we had McDonald's, so ticker symbol MCD, pay me out a nice dividend. By all means, McDonald's is no 5-star luxurious restaurant to go to, but they certainly pay as if they are one if you are an investor at McDonald's. They were established in 1955, of course, only growing in popularity within the United States since then, but even more so on a global scale, which has been allowing them to lead the fast food industry. Just in the past year, of course, they took a hit being in the restaurant industry, but being a fast food chain with those drive-thrus, it certainly kept that money flowing in. When it comes to that dividend track record, they've been paying 43 consecutive years worth of dividend payouts and increases. The McDonald's makes that dividend aristocrat list. Their current dividend yield is sitting at 2.22%, and for only owning 1 share worth of McDonald's, they sent me a nice paycheck to join them on that dollar menu for $1.30. Coming up on the 23rd of the month, we had Vanguard's total stock market, so ticker symbol VTSAX. pay me out a nice dividend. Now, when it comes to VTSAX, they are actually the largest mutual fund in the world. They've been helping millions upon millions of investors, providing them with a low-cost, simple strategy for diversification and making money in the stock market. If you personally are someone who doesn't have a whole lot of time or even doesn't really know how to invest or where to invest, VTSAX is an incredible index fund for you. Their expense ratio is sitting at 0.04%, so practically pennies to actually invest in that mutual fund. Now, when it comes to that dividend yield of theirs, it is sitting at 1.29%. Now, at this point in time, I own 222 shares worth of VTSAX within my retirement account, and they sent me a nice paycheck for $72.44. Now, last but not least here, we have Bank of America, ticker symbol BAC. Very similarly to Wells Fargo, they are one of America's leading banks, and of course, just another bank on that list that increased its dividend after slashing it during 2020. They are now back up 17%. Bank of America is one of Warren Buffett's all-time favorite investments, which just keeps me very confident in investing with Bank of America. But nonetheless, when it comes to that dividend yield, they're currently sitting at 1.73%. They've been paying those dividends out, not consecutively, but nonetheless paying them out for 28 years. Now, I only hold 20 shares at this point in time of Bank of America, but that didn't stop them from sending me a nice paycheck of $3.68. So with all of that out of the way, the moment we have all been waiting for. Total after the entire month of June and receiving all 8 paychecks has added up to $102.64, which is absolutely incredible considering I have done nothing but invest in incredible companies, kick back and relax and just collect on those dividends. Certainly the power of dividend investing. Now, with all of that being said, if you liked today's video, go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button. It greatly helps me out in growing the Blue Lion Finance channel and getting the word out there. Make sure you are subscribed to the Blue Lion Finance channel as it enters you into the giveaway. But of course, I would just love to have you along the journey with me. Now, YouTube, with all of that being said, I will see you all in the next video.